What up, though? OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny, back for another episode of Retired from the Streets TV. Now, y'all see I hit y'all with two last night, but what had happened was, I don't know what happened with this thing, YouTube. It's something that happens, like if y'all ever gonna get into this YouTube thing, it's something that happens often where it say process abandoned. Your video will fully upload to YouTube, right? And you like, cool, it's uploaded. Now it's got a process. So it's processing through standard digital, then high definition, right? Or standard definition, high definition, SD and HD. I'm getting a little technical for y'all, but if y'all gonna ever get into the YouTube thing, know that it's gotta upload first. They gotta process it after that into the digital format. And then it has to get ran for checks. So they're gonna make sure all your words is in place and you ain't said nothing crazy to get you demonetized. So it's a bunch of that going on. So that's why two of them dropped. My Thursday video and my Friday video dropped late, So anyway, on to today, man. This episode is fresh too. But a fellow YouTuber, Savage Studios, born Stephen Michael Segala, was shot, and his life was taken at a tattoo shop in Southern California. If any of y'all been like following him, I really wasn't hip to like a lot of his stories. You know what I mean? I just remember like the 23 in Lockdown interview he did, right? But he kind of blew up on YouTube a little bit. He had a decent following, but he had a nice TikTok following. And a lot of it was because he was tattoo crazy, head to toe, face tats, neck tats, you feel what I'm saying? And then he was repping a set, Deuce 5 out in Cali. And I want to say the Yucca Valley, which is San Bernardino Valley. Yucca Valley, little small town, look kind of like desert town, for the most part. But yeah, he was repping a set that a lot of people didn't really, I guess rock with. It was like a set that was kind of like the opposition or that went against the grain. So this dude, like, not just repping that set, but being a banger, he's speaking out against a lot of other sects and whatnot. You know what I mean? F this set, F that set, F this set. It's 2-5 or nothing. It's Deuce 5 or nothing. It ain't nothing else, right? Not to mention, he was speaking out against La M. Now, if y'all don't know what La M is, if y'all never seen like some of the traditional Mexican mafia or Mexican banging movies, like what is it? With Edward James Olmos, American Me. If you ever seen American Me, if you ever seen Blood In, Blood Out, right? So about the Chicano who became the leader of the Mexican gang in prison. And a Chicano was just like an American-born Mexican, right? So, and then he was mixed, had white blood. So, anyway, that story, you watch them stories and you will see how, like, it's the Mexican Mafia. They run, they run things. You ever watch Narcos? Like, when you talking about La M, you talking about, like, the tradition of the Mexican people. You know what I'm saying? The tradition of how the Mafia, the code of silence and whatnot. A lot of people were influenced by Mexican, the way Mexicans did things and the way the Mafia moved, right? Because they didn't play no games. They was real cutthroat and they rose to power politically and financially and created a lot of what we see to now today, Mexican billionaires, right? A lot of the wealth comes on the back of the country being a stronghold for the distribution of cocaine and Mary Jane throughout the world. And to this day, Mexico is the largest distributor of marijuana in the world. That's a fact. That's Googleable. I'm pretty sure. So my thing is, rest in peace to the brother, man. I don't, any death is tragic, no matter what you do, but my thing is, and I know better, like just even like here in Detroit, we got our own section called Southwest Detroit, where they got Mexican Town, like the oldest Mexican, I want to say, yeah, the oldest Mexican restaurant in Michigan is in Southwest Detroit, Mexican Town. So you think about the tradition of the Mexican people, and how they got their pride and their culture. My daughter actually was going to a school in Southwest Detroit not too long ago, until we had to move around for scheduling purposes, but a great school. And she learned a lot about the culture, learned a lot about the food, stuff that she wouldn't have ate if I just presented it to her. So we got our own section of people who have that pride in their culture intact. And then you have a lot of these young dudes that I've met over the years that come from banging families. So you hear me? So they come from the Serenos, or I done had an individual who said his uncle was MS-13 and had heli pictures of him and whatnot and was showing me. And a lot of them dudes don't do interviews. They don't talk on camera, right? They don't get in the media. They really got a code of silence and code of ethics that's like, if you're not a part of our culture, you're not a part of us, you're not clicked in and locked in, you're not gonna get access to no information, how we move and none of that, right? So for this dude to, and then he was what you call a dropout. And you know, dropouts is really anybody who say, I'm no longer part of the gang. Either you didn't pay your dues, either you didn't go on the mission you supposed to, or you start telling, being an informant. A dropout is when you leave the gang and say, I'm done and I'm doing my own thing. So to be a dropout, right? And then to talk about all this PC stuff, all this protective custody stuff he's talking about in the culture of being in PC, you know, because he had to go to PC. You're gonna be a dropout in prison, or they're gonna whack you. You know, you out of there. So my thing is to be talking about all of that stuff and then to be so flamboyant with it. You know what I mean? So loud with it, so arrogant with it, man. You asking for it. It was like, dang. Then you see people who was commenting in his comments and whatnot, or when it happened, they was like, man, about time. You know, it's crazy to think that about people who get killed, but it's still like, wow, you know, to put that type of energy out to the world, you know. And then you have people who, like Gunner's Collection, spoke highly of him and said, hey, he was a real humble dude, for real. He was a decent dude, like outside of the YouTube and the TikTok and the Instagram and whatnot, social media personality. He was a decent dude, and then left behind, I believe, a son, or you know, at least a son. He had at least one kid, I believe. So. And I want to say he had a wife too, yeah. So like it's like, man, when you in that environment, trust me, to this day right now, I got individuals who I feel like be testing me because they see I do this now and I'm more visual. They know I be on the advisory boards for these nonprofits. They still feel testy with me, and I'm not nobody who want to look for nothing no more. I ain't nobody who want to be the aggressor. If it ain't omni, you know, present. If it's not in my face, if it's not imminent. If it's something I can, you know what I'm saying, quell and leave alone, nowadays I really do it. It take a lot sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man, because I'm still growing. I'm still learning, because I did so many years of justifying my actions and being in denial and being a person who had a, what you call it, sense of entitlement. You understand what I'm saying? A narcissist. You can call it, I was a narcissist in a lot of ways, yeah. I can admit that. It was a lot of my weaknesses that I had to go in and fortify and switch up and change the narrative and the thought patterns and the way I tapped into my feelings. So when I get them feelings of rage now, I say, hold on, I have to give myself a process of scaling it. Is this important to me? Is this going to profit me or cause me a loss potentially? Is it going to be harmful to me or my family? You feel what I'm saying? I do the pros and cons now. I do the cognitive behavioral therapy thinking that I always talk about, that I think more people need to tap into. You know, for him to be an individual who's been incarcerated, I'm pretty sure he had to have been through some of that cognitive behavior thing, right? They usually, and I don't know about how it is in Cali, but in Michigan they offer that, and they make it mandatory in a lot of cases, you know. Yeah, but it's just a lot going on, man. You know, even in the news recently, he had went to Walmart and was like, yeah, I'm reporting live from Walmart and all that. Then the police arrested him on suspicion of stalking, gave him a $300,000 bond. So he was out there, you know, he was out there and he was loud and he was talking crazy against a lot of powerful sections of people, different organizations and groups. And that's dangerous when you got a family. I mean, if you don't got a family, it's dangerous. But when you got a family, it's not only dangerous, it's foolish and it's reckless, man. I mean, just my thoughts and opinion on it. You know, rest in peace to the brother, man, because it's still life taking. There's still a father, you know, and a husband that's out of a household. And I know that's taxing on the household. But it's just like, it's a valuable lesson to everybody, you know. Like when I say retire from the streets, retire from the stress that robs the energy and emotion from the soul. Feel me? That's part of that. You know, that's part of being like responsible with your words, because the words is powerful. Words are powerful, right? Thoughts become things, and words can create realities. The tongue is a double-edged sword. You understand what I'm saying? You got to watch what you say and the energy and the thoughts and emotions that you vibrate off of, because when you speak, when you think, that's electric. I know it's a lot over some people's head, but that's electric. I mean, that's why I say I picked up on your vibe. I picked up on your energy, right? Come on now. We know that by now, right? You feel me? That's why people who like say, man, when it rained, my bones and stuff hurt. You know, so when we talk about the universe and opening up the universe to our will, we got to be on the right track. We got to be like, to be able to manifest things and to tap into the secret and whatnot. We have to be on the right track, consistently doing the right thing, aim towards that goal that we said we're going to achieve, and knowing that it's going to happen because we're on the right path and we've planned out our steps. We've ordered our steps based on tapping into a higher thought pattern. You know what I mean? So rest in peace to the brother, but we got to be more responsible with what we put out there to the world, what we talk about, what we think about, and who we're around. You know, so rest in peace, Savage Studios, Stephen Michael Segala, and you know, hey, OG Kenny O_G_ Kenny, man. If y'all haven't tapped in yet, hit the subscribe button, the like button. You know, if you like it, you know, you can comment as much as you want to. Give me some facts, man. If y'all ever been in a banging situation, or you banging currently, or you a dropout, right, and you left a gang situation, get in the comment section. If you know somebody who's been in that life and left that life, get in the comment section and share that story with me so we can talk back and forth. I'm getting better. I'm catching up on the comments. I'm so back. It's like, man, I love the support. I love the interaction. But, man, y'all really be having stuff to say, and they have me thinking. So I'm like, I don't want to just be generic. I don't like being generic. It's like, okay, thanks for tapping in. Oh, thanks for, you know, oh, I appreciate, you know, I don't want to keep doing that. I don't like doing that. I had to do that a couple of times. Like, appreciate that. Thank you so much. You know what I mean? I genuinely did, but I want to be able to really say something that relates to what, you know, y'all have commented on. So, anyway, I love y'all, man. Y'all be safe. O_G_ Kenny, advertised from the Streets TV. And I'll see y'all later on tonight with another story. I'm out.